Okay. So before you start this show, let me warn you, there's going to be a lot of interruptions by a lot of people. That's what happens when you're 1 year old. Eh? And you know what? Let me give a shout out to some of my subscribers. John Patoric, he was there since the beginning. Great Monkey King X, Sam LaSala, Stigler, I pronounced it right. Paul Curlin, Lawrence Hung, good for him. Robert Moffat, you know, I could go on and on, but I'd also like to thank, a big thank you, to my patrons and my sponsors. David Heath, Lock and Load, Uwe Eichert, Academy Games, Mark Walker, Tiny Battle Publishing and Flying Pig Games, Columbia Games, Dan Verson, Sarah and Kevin from DVG, Grant Wiley, Worthington Publishing, Emanuele from Vento Nuovo Games, Steve Jackson Games, Phalanx, Revolution Games. Thank you very much for your support. And obviously, STUKAJOE, thanks for putting this crazy idea in my head. This was a platform where, you know, basically I could show off my music instead of it being on the computer. I put some nice images and throw my music in, but who knew? Who knew? A year later, 1,100 members, subscribers I should say. Seriously? Yeah. None of my wildest dreams. And you know what? Something I learned, and I've read this before, and it's gonna sound cheesy, blah, 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 it's been said, but let me tell you something. The wargaming community, including Kevin Sharp, these guys are all nice guys, nice people. It's unbelievable. They, or all of us, will come to our help if we need it. I mean, we've seen it. And any question, it's going to be answered instantaneously. You know what I'm saying? I actually have the opportunity to be the wargame guy on the Dice Tower. Who knew? So, I mean, Tom took a chance on me, obviously, and I'm a light wargamer. Might come to a surprise to a lot of you. Not Kevin Sharp again. That name keeps coming up. And I'm a solo gamer, and the reason why I'm a solo gamer is I can't find anybody that I can beat. And also, obviously, the content, the people who make the content. Big Board, the CEO, Kevin Sharp, there's that name again. The guys who keep pestering me with emails, the Player's Aid, that guy Alexander, man, he can't stop emailing me. Anyways, whatever. And all the other guys, Mo, Centurion's Review, ERMJ12658, I can't remember the number, and Bonding with Board Games, the Chief, STUKAJOE with his playthroughs, my god, the playthroughs. I could go on and on, but you guys know what it is. So, look, a lot of interruptions on this show. It's a party in my head, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show. You know, what's better than having a first birthday party? Let's kick it off with this.
Hi, I'm John Butterfield, and you're watching No Enemies Here, Wargaming News. Happy first anniversary, Dan.
Hi, this is Dave Heath from Lock and Load Publishing, and you're watching No Enemies Here. This is a special episode because it's the 1 year anniversary. Dan, many more. Congratulate my good friend Dan El Duce Pancaldi on the anniversary, the first year of No Enemies Here Wargaming News. Dan, you're a fixture for us wargamers. I never miss your show every Saturday morning while having my breakfast at my local bakery. So I wonder, what can I give you that will give you a laugh or two? Well, I'm I'm going to include here my 2 favorite bloopers, since you added that blooper section. So I hope you like them. I still get a blast out of them.
Why was Aristotle so great? Well, first of all, his teacher was 20. Why was Alexander so great? Because, first of all, his teacher was Aristotle. Why was Alexander so great? Well, first of all, at the age of 12, he stopped his learning. What was great about... Jeff McAleer of the gaming gang in his first...
I just love it. Thanks, Dan. So, ching ching for you, my friend. I'm a dark beer kind of guy, so thank you for all the work that you put into these videos. And keep it up, my friend. Hasta la vista, baby.
Hello, Duce. This is Uwe Eichert with Academy Games, and I want to wish you and No Enemies Here a wonderful first-year anniversary. Und ich wünsche dir alles Beste im kommenden Jahr. Und ich hoffe, dass du keine Feinde der nächsten Ecke findest. Okay. So I'm lousy at doing the bad guy because us game designers are all such jolly fun guys. So I want to wish everybody a really good No Enemies Here episode coming up, and have a great day and see you down the road.
DVG! Warfighter Pacific, the World War II Pacific combat card game. This is a card game for 1 to 6 players. The core game gives you a full team of US Marines and a full set of Japanese hostiles. This includes the soldiers, weapons, equipment, and tactics used by each of those nations. Everything you need to create your own unique squad of soldiers. DVG. People, use this code and get 25% off DVG's website. Compass Games, a new direction in gaming. Vietnam, rumor of war. In 1965, the United States decided to intervene in the ongoing conflict in Vietnam. This moment shaped the United States more than any other in the 20th century. The operational scale system is meant to be a fast, accessible way of playing and finishing larger games. What you get with this game are 3 maps of 22 by 34 inch each, 3 counter sheets of 9/16 of an inch, 5 player 8 cards displaying charts, rulebook, scenario book, 2 6-sided and 2 10-sided dice, and a box and a lid.
Herman Lutman, I just wanted to wish Dan a happy 1-year anniversary for himself and No Enemies Here. And also a special thank you for supporting the hobby the way you have done. It's a great service you do for all the wargaming community. And I want to say a special congratulations on getting your show onto the Dice Tower's board game breakfast, because that just exposes our end of the hobby to thousands and thousands of more people. So congratulations and many more years of success, Dan. Take care. Bye.
GMT Games, Time of Crisis, the Roman Empire in turmoil, 235 to 284 AD. This is the second printing of Time of Crisis. The game is designed by Ray Farrell and Brad Johnson. The map art is Mark Simonich, produced by GMT. Complexity is low and solitaire suitability is medium. What you get with this game is 1 mounted game board, 4 8.5 by 11 inch player aid mats, 2 4x5 crisis tablets, 3 counter sheets, 2 decks of cards, and 6 6-sided dice. The Age of Iron and Rust, a Time of Crisis expansion. Time of Crisis is a game that allows 2 to 4 players to recreate the Roman crisis of the 3rd century, leading separate dynasties in a struggle for control of an empire beset by threats both internal and external. The complexity is low and the solitaire suitability is high. The time period is 235 to 284 AD. Map scale are areas and number of players 1 to 4. What you get with this game are new influence cards, new Emperor rules, and AI players. Strategy and Tactics issue 316. The Campaigns of 1777. This is a 2-player point-to-point war game in which you command the Patriots or the British in the northern colonies during 1777, the critical year in the American War for Independence. What you get with this game is one 22 by 34 inch map and 228 counters. The chief of bonding with board games, also known as Sergeant Bart Brunsheen, is announcing a live hand tag, The Expansion, Saturday, 9 Central Time. That's the morning, 9 a.m. Central Time. Ham tag, The Expansion.
Congratulations on 52 episodes, Danny boy. I'm gonna pour a little bit of tomatin. It's for me, but I'll be thinking of you.
First game, Cradle of Civilization. Cradle of Civilization is a pair of games, Samaria to Persia and Alexander versus Darius, in one premium package, mounted mapboard and 1-inch size counters that allow 1 to 6 players determine the fate of the ancient Near East. What you get with this game is one mounted map 22 by 34 inches, 9 sheets of counters, 2 rule books, 6 player reference cards, 48 nation city epoch tiles, 12 6-sided dice, and I ain't gonna say it. The designers are Sean and Daniel Chick, the artist is Bill Morgul and Shane Ibair.
Hi, this is Riccardo Masini from Italy. Wow, 52 episodes. 1 year has already passed, wow. Dan, you're doing a really great job, and I'm here to say thank you. Oh, and there is also another person who likes to say thank you, my wife Benedetta. Hello, you know her. You already know her. Well, No Enemies Here, Wargaming News, 52 episodes, an entire year. You're doing really a great service to the wargaming community. A bit less to my bank account actually, but who cares after all. Goodbye, and please remember, we are waiting for you here in Italy. When you come, we can have a nice play, a good glass of wine, and a nice dish of pasta alla matriciana. You will love it. Bye!
Alexander of the Players, they do a different type of video. Their top 5 games from their shelf of shame. And whatever you hear about me, don't believe them. Alexander and Grant are giving you their initial thoughts in Al Nofi's Imperium Romanum, published by Decision Games. The Players Aid also unbox Ardennes 44, The Battle of the Bulge, a game designed by Tony Curtis and Mark Simonich, the artists Roger B. McGowan and Mark Simonich, published by GMT. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, wraps up and reviews España 1936, a game designed by Antonio Catalan, published by Devere Games. Nate, the Gimpy Gamer, shows us Warfighter Pacific overview and new stuff. Warfighter Pacific is a game designed by Dan Verson, published by DVG, and also Gimpy is starting another magnum opus, that is Nations at War Boot Camp. These are revised rules from the Lock and Load publishing company. Gimpy is also continuing Thunderneast, a game designed by Frank Chadwick, published by Victory Point Games. This is part 11. The OG, the original Grognard, is back in fine form with the final video and his gameplay of Coral Sea Operations from Avalanche Press.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin, the OG, the original Grognard, and we're sitting down here wishing our deepest and most heartfelt congratulations to our buddy Il Duce himself, Dan the Man, from No Enemies Here, the premier wargaming news information video blog. I gotta say, Dan, you have done an outstanding job this past year. Every week, 52 episodes, bringing us news, reviews, unboxings, and all sorts of goodness is going on all over the wargaming community on YouTube. And honestly, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know of half of these people that you've been able to dig up. And I gotta say, you've done an absolutely fantastic job for it. And I think it's criminal, I say, that you don't have more subscribers. Everybody who wargames should be a subscriber to your channel, just for the sheer amount of information you give us all. I gotta say, I've loved the last year, and dude, I'm looking forward to the next upcoming year. Keep up the good work, my brother.
BLASTPOP takes a look at Double Star Interplanetary War as Worlds Collide. This is a game designer's workshop, game designed by Mark Miller. BLASTPOP gives us an overview of MMP's GD42, Grossdeutschland. Grossdeutschland 42 is designed by Dean Essig, Lee Forrester, and Wig Graves, published by MMP.
Hi, this is BLASTPOP. This is the 52nd episode of No Enemies Here. Congratulations to Dan Pancaldi. We've been watching you for a whole year. Congratulations, happy anniversary.
Rob Orn of Rob's Tabletop World takes a look in his War and Pieces segment, a game designed by Dan Verson, the World War II Pacific combat card game Warfighter World War II, published by DVG. Rob is also doing a live playthrough of Tiny Battle Publishing's The Battle of Kursk, a game designed by David K. Van Hoos. Also, Rob takes a look at Osprey Wargame book, Men of Bronze, Ancient Greek Hoplite Battles.
My name's Celia, and you're watching No Enemies Here. That's my dad, by the way.
Mauro Faina in his Learn How to Play Episode 1, he teaches us how to play Paths of Glory, a game designed by Ted Racer, published by GMT. This video was in Italian. Mo of Mo's Game Table unboxes a different type of combat game, the combat game of hockey. He unboxes Hockey Blast from Play Games. Mo gets back to business with an unboxing of Angola, designed by Philip Kendall, published by Multi-Man Publishing.
Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo's Game Table. Just wanted to wish Dan a very happy birthday for his first year with No Enemies Here Wargaming News. This is a site we tune into every week for some really great stuff and find out how many games actually come with a box and a lid. Thanks a lot, Dan. Keep up the great work, Maestro.
The soft-spoken but formidable foe, Jonathan Townsend, is taking a look at Lords of the Spanish Main by Phil Eklund and published by Sierra Madre Games.
Happy birthday, No Enemies Here Wargaming News. You've made it to 26 pay periods, and still no pay. Keep trucking. This is Volko Runke. I'll be watching.
Jeff McAleer of the Gaming Gang is doing an unboxing of the Sergeant's miniature game, Red Devils. Bruce Garrick, also known as Space Rumsfeld, does a playthrough of Empire of the Sun live streaming with Rob Zanke and comments by Mark Herman. This is a game designed by Mark Herman, published by GM2. AJ Toynbee, Jason Krause, has some sort of a special weird thing happening with ASL tactical playing cards. Who knew? Is ASL going the way of Combat Commander? Stay tuned. You know, I don't know if Jason's gonna be with us next week because, you know, I'm sure he's pissing off the ASL crowd with cards for ASL, you know? Hey, it's his life. And by the way, what's this album? Major Tom Solo in Tone Steady, Season 2, Episode 2. He's playing Down in Flames Locked On with Kevin Verson. Watch out, Major Tom. Down in Flames Locked On is a card game designed by Dan Verson, published by DVG.
1 year? That's another bet I lost. Congratulations.
Salvatore. What do you want me to say? I was joking. Okay. None of what I said about Sal is true. None of it. I made it all up. It's my fault. I'm an idiot. Okay? Kevin, CEO of the Big Board, is taking a look, or actually doing turn 12 of the EFS system on the AGC. That means Army Group Center of the Barbarossa game, and the EFS must mean extra fun system. Thanks for being clear, Kevin. No, I always make fun of Kevin. Hey, Kevin, you know what I'm saying? But can you imagine a conversation like being a fly on the wall and seeing Kevin talking with Dean Essig? You know, it'd go something like this. Hey, Dean, how's your BFI with your LOL? You're gonna take the BLT and you're gonna get a CBC with the AFG? Kevin, no, Dean. I'm gonna get the WTF with the FFS, and I'll see you later.
Hey gang, I'm kind of confused here. I got this message from Dan. You know Dan from that No Enemies Here thing. Apparently that's been going for 52 weeks. Who knew? It feels like a lot longer. But I was asked, actually, it was more of a demand really now that I think about it, an insistent kind of needling to do something, you know, nice for him. And I wanted to do that, to be nice, sort of, maybe. And I was thinking about how I feel about No Enemies Here and the weekly updates and the constant ribbing and, you know, digging. Hey, poor little me. And so I thought, how do I really feel about it? And I kind of actually love it. But then I thought, what sort of love do I really have for Dan and for No Enemies Here? It's not agape. It's not the traditional sort of a kid spousal style love. It's not that at all. Really not that at all. Certainly in Latin, it's not eros. I mean, have you seen the guy? Really? I mean, that is a face only a mother could love. But it's probably more like philia. It's probably more a little kind of an affectionate regard that I have this passionate desire to just give that guy a little hug and tell him it's gonna be okay, little guy, and keep at it. You're doing a great job and we love you. No Enemies Here. If you haven't ever watched it, you should. Take care.
Dave of the Centurions review is unboxing Escape from Colditz, a game devised by Brian Digga and Major P.R. Reed. This is an Osprey game. He's also unboxing Galactic War. This is another micro game from 1975, published by Tabletop Games. Dave is also unboxing a rarity. This is Ballistic Missiles, a micro game from Tabletop Games published in 1975. Leave it up to Dave to find treasures.
Hey guys, Dave here from the Centurion's Review, and this is my trusty editor Maggie. When we're not reviewing forgotten games such as NORAD or unboxing interesting micro games from the 1970s and 1980s such as Ballistic Missile, we're watching No Enemies Here, the finest wargame news there is.
Mitch of Soundboard is doing a playthrough turn 1 of Bitter Woods, the Battle of the Bulge, designed by Randy Heller and Bruno Sinigalio, published by Compass Games. Okay, I've got a little bit of a special announcement here. David Heath of Lock and Load Publishing was kind enough to give me a voucher for this show's first anniversary for $50 off anything Lock and Load. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not just going to give away that $50. So, today, March 23rd, 2019, I will be on the interweb counting down my top 5 somewhere. Alright? So, the first person in the comments who writes down, who tells me what my favorite game is, you get the $50. Kyle Seeley takes a look inside a box, an old Avalon Hill game called Britannia. I think this game is designed by Louis Pulsifer, published by the Avalon Hill game.
Hey everybody, Herman Lutman here. Dan the Man Pencaldi asked me to do a quick video review of what we've got here on the designer's table. We've got a number of projects this year. Fred and I have been very, very busy, and they're in various stages of completion, but I'm going to show you what I can show you. You know, stuff spread out on the table, some just prototypes, some almost complete, and then I'll just tell you about some of the other exciting things we got coming up later in the year. A lot of those projects are actually going to be quite different, are going to be pretty big games. A couple of them are non-historical war games, and we're going to try some different types of projects, some different types of approaches, and it's going to be quite fun this year. So let me take you to the table. I'll show you what we got cooking. All right, this is the first design I'm going to show you. This is called The Devils to Pay. It's going to be published by Tiny Battle Publishing sometime this year, pretty soon. Say hello, Fred. There's the famous Fred Manzo. Say hello, Fred.
Hello, Fred.
And this is, like I said, this is coming out by Tiny Battle Publishing. You can see it's a beautiful Rick Barber map again. And what this is going to be, this is the first day at Gettysburg. That's Schnitzel over there, who's barking at Fred because he's got treats. And this is going to be our attempt at a Blind Swords light system. So it's going to have all the stuff that Blind Swords has, but what I'm trying to do is make this a very quick playing game. We're going to try to get rid of some of the friction of the mechanics and get things smoothed out so that you can complete this game in let's say about 2.5 hours or so. Plus there's going to be a short tutorial scenario, and it's moving along very nicely. You'll also see there's the reinforcement track and our wonderful coin holders that I'm using for the CHITS. They go into the bowl, and it keeps the chits from wearing out. So that's kind of a cool little pimping out of the game. But I mean, we think the game looks great. We love the artwork, and of course the map. But the counters look really cool, I think. And so you should see this very shortly. This is what is this? Like our 4th playtest of this game, and we think we got the system down good now. So this is The Devils to Pay, coming soon. Here's a project that's been hanging around for a while. This is Miracle at Dunkirk. It's a deluxified version of a game I did a long time ago for White Dog Games called The Spoiled Victory. And as you can see, it has quite a bit of a different look than Spoiled Victory did, or does. And you'll notice a few things. First of all, there are more areas. It's far more encompassing of the campaign than the Spoiled Victory was. You also notice that there's a more detailed English Channel spots, including Dover up there. And this version of the system is going to have a much more detailed naval aspect to it, and much more important air campaign. So this is a Tim Allen map. We're going to make some changes to it, but overall the game's going to be about the same as a Spoiled Victory, but just with some more bells and whistles and detail, and it's going to look a lot nicer as well. So this is Miracle at Dunkirk. I'll be working on this during the summer again. So here we have Crowbar. This has sucked up a lot of time for Fred and myself over the last couple of months. It's a big game. There are a lot of modules, a lot of modes we had to work on for the Kickstarter, for the stretch goals. We just finished working on the Vorwärts module, which is it's the way to play the game as the Germans, which is why I have the map flipped around. The Germans will be coming in on the bottom over here, and they'll be counterattacking the Ranger positions and trying to drive them back to Point de Hockening's channel back there. There were quite a number of changes we had to make that I did not anticipate. So it took quite a bit of work. We finally got it done, and this project is now finished, but this did take up a lot of our time. So this is Crowbar by Flying Pig Games. And here's one of those big projects I mentioned before. This is the Plum Island Horror. We're doing this for GMT Games. Gene asked if I could do some kind of cooperative horror game, and I thought I'd do something that would be a worthy successor to Dawn of the Zeds, the same basic idea. So this is I always make a little prototype cover with a nice picture on it to inspire me to keep going. But just to give you an idea of how raw this is, here, I'll open this box here. These are all pieces and adhesive paper and all things I have to do again. You'll see the box is full of cubes and cards and hundreds of counters that I actually ended up having to change and redo, and here's all the cutting and pasting that has yet to be done. So a lot of arts and crafts go into these things, but I'm really excited about this game. It's going to be cooperative with a semi-cooperative option and a solo option, and we're really excited about getting this play tested, and I'll have more on this in the near future. So besides the games I just showed you, we're working on a really fun big game for Mark Walker and Flying Pig Games called Sky Breach, which is going to be this big 4X alien exploration, extermination, exploitation. I forgot the 4th X already. And that's going to be a big game. We're going to really do it up nice, and we're accelerating the designing of that one. And Fred's got a game coming out with Hollenspiel called Escape from Hades, which is his sci-fi skirmish game. So we're going to be testing that. So we're very, very busy. I love this stuff, and it's quite enjoyable. But there you go. There's a little overview of what we got coming out this year, or that we'll be working on this year. Thanks again for all your support. I really appreciate it. I love doing this stuff, and I love hearing from you guys. You know, if you like the designs, if you don't like the designs, any kind of feedback is great, because it just makes it all better. So thanks a lot. Good gaming.
Hey Dan, Dave Thompson here. Hey bud, just want to say congratulations on a year of No Enemies Here. I remember about a year ago, maybe episode 5 or 6, you had posted it to the Wargamers Facebook page. That's when I first saw it. and I thought, hey man, this is really cool stuff. But I was thinking, there's no way that this guy is going to be able to maintain the level of the content, the depth of content, and the frequency that you were posting at. And thanks for proving me wrong. Amazing stuff. Keep up the good work. Love you, buddy.
Hey everybody, this is Keith from WarGameHQ.com. This week there are no articles on the site. Why not? Why even do a video update if there's nothing? Well, wanted to let you know that I'm taking some time to play some games, and I hope you'll take some time to play some games as well. It can be an easy trap to fall into, both as a content creator, but also as a wargamer, to participate in all of the social aspects of the game without actually getting down to doing some gaming. So to that end, I'm taking a look at Ted Racier's Dark Sands. This is a North Africa game, really exciting, kind of a cool design. I played Dark Valley, but I didn't really get into it a whole lot. I know that's one that Bruce Jarrick has said that he thinks is one of the best Eastern Front games of all time. So this is exciting. Ted has asked that I take a look at this one as well on Twitter a couple of times from the time I got it until now. And then of course I'm also taking a look at Lock and Load Tactical. This is their version 5 rules. Now this looks pretty meaty, right? And I want to say this is kind of a contrast from the review I did a couple weeks back of the Platoon Commander Kursk game, which is an awesome introductory tactical World War II game, right? Very minimal rules, you can be up and playing really quickly with it. That is a huge advantage because many World War II tactical games require that you get involved in all kinds of rules and chrome and exceptions and terrain charts and specific units and weapon systems and all that kind of stuff. And that's what you're gonna get with a Lock and Load tactical and an old school tactical, but that's something that Platoon Commander doesn't make you get into, so you can just kind of get down to gaming, right? Which is a big advantage for that game. So I'm gonna be gaming some more. I'm gonna bring you some new game-based content, which should be exciting, so you're not seeing editorial stuff all the time. And that's all we have for this week on the Wargame HQ update. You're watching No Enemies Here.
Hey everybody, Tom from Hollenspiel here. Dan tells us this is his 52nd episode, and if he's been doing them one a week, that makes it 1 year, which is pretty great. You know, Mary and I have a weekly podcast, and it took us like a year and 8 months to get to 52. So keeping it consistent like that, getting the wargaming news out, making his appearances on the Dice Tower, talking about war games, getting people interested in them. That's all great, and we really appreciate all that you do, Dan. So please, keep it going.
SB Games, Viking Jarl. A fun and exciting strategic board game about Vikings, Norse mythology, pillage, trade, and conquer. What you get with this game are 206 plus playing pieces and cards. You get a game board 42 by 59 centimeters, 4 Viking ships, 4 armies, 43 Vikings, 30 resource cubes, 16 settlement shields, 30 VP tokens, 7 trade town shields, custom-made cardboard pieces, 12 VP town shields, 12 settlement tiles, 4 player boards, custom battle dice, and 59 saga cards with history and flavor text. Worthington Publishing and Old School Wargaming, The Devil Dogs, Bellewood 1918. This is a hex encounter wargame on the U.S. Marines' major fight in World War I at Bellewood. Playable by 2 in under 3 hours. No dice. The game comes with 5 scenarios and a hand-drawn map by Rick Barber. Phalanx Games has a Kickstarter starting March 25th. The game Freedom, designed by Vangelis Bagiartakis. It's about the Messalongi Civil War in Greece, 1825 to 1826. Antonovo Game has just launched their Kickstarter, Kiev 41. Relive the Barbarossa campaign's southern struggle, lead the German legions to victory, or the Red Armies to crush them. Check it out, Vento Nuovo, Kiev 41.
Hello, it's Stella from Maple University. Dan Pancaldi from No Enemies Here. What are you doing? You've been doing this war game thingy on YouTube for 1 year now? Well, happy anniversary. We always enjoy your section at No Enemies Here. Hopefully, you'll keep making great videos like that. See ya!
Adepticon 17 is the world's premier wargaming convention that is happening March 27th to the 31st, 2019. Adepticon has 4,500 attendees and will be held at the Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center Hotel in Schaumburg, Illinois. Three moves ahead. Episode 463. Classic Year in Review, 1994. 3 steps ahead. Thank you for enduring this show. This is only going to happen once. My second year ain't going to be like this. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, think about becoming a patron. You know, I'm good friends with Mr. Salvatore. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you very much. And let's have a good season 2. Ciao.
So I showed my wife the videos I did, and she goes, "That is stupid. You look like Opie." Or the guy from Mad Magazine, whatever that guy's name was with the big ears. So I'm sorry, people. I'm going to have to get some good acting lessons so I can give the good stare into the camera. How was that? What? I felt it. I felt it. Did anybody feel that? Ziggy, did you feel that? Nah.
Hey, Kevin. You met my friend, Mr. Salvatore. You try patting me on the head the first time you see me. Huh? It's up to you. Whether you see Liquid Sal or Saint Sal. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Mr. Salvatore. Watch out.